Now, one of these such people is Bill Ayers. Now, you may remember him. He was part of the Weather Underground. They had a really violent bombing campaign. Well, he was here in Austin yesterday promoting his new book, but he has found a way to destroy society even further. He is using the federal school system to propagandize your children, and David Knight approached him about it.
A gentleman named William Ayer of Stephanopoulos began. He was part of the Weather Underground in the 70s. They bombed the Pentagon, and he's never apologized for that.
A bomb exploded early this morning in the Pentagon, and left-wing terrorists telephoned newspapers to say they were responsible.
At midday, the Associated Press got a phone call from a man saying he was with the Weather Underground and that bombs would explode at the Departments of Interior and Agriculture and the Smithsonian before the day was out.
People calling themselves members of the Weather Underground last night planted bombs in federal office buildings in Washington and Oakland, California.
A student turned to me and said, "Oh my God, that guy has the same name as yours." This cartoon character named Bill Ayers, who looked exactly like me and shared my name and address, was about to become a punching bag in a presidential campaign. And the Weather Underground, suspended in amber for all these years, was reborn out of the blue, not only active and breathing fire, but all of a sudden more menacing and dangerous.
I ask, well, what is going to happen to those people that we can't re-educate, that are die-hard capitalists? And the reply was that they'd have to be eliminated. And when I pursued this further, they estimated that they would have to eliminate 25 million people in these re-education centers. And when I say eliminate, I mean kill.
Ayers quit his bombing campaign and worked with the educational elite to figure out the logistics for the re-education of society using centralized control of education.
What are you proposing for public education then?
I think we need to fund public education generously. I think we should close the Pentagon and fund public education. Yes.
He portrays himself as an anarchist and a dissenter, but he wants to force government into every aspect of our lives that he thinks is important, especially our children's education.
Don't you think the government controlling the schools is really...
I'm an anarchist when it comes to government.
We'd agree that both Bush and Obama were war criminals, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And that the government is manufacturing consent for that and shutting down dissent.
And I could just be, out of the society. That actually isn't an option.
Well, it's not really a privilege. I know a lot of people who are very poor who feel it. It's a priority. It's a priority. It's not a privilege. There's people who care enough about it that they will do the hardship to do it.
Ayers accuses homeschoolers of privilege, yet Daddy knew a judge that got Bernadine out of jail. His dad, who sat on the board of General Dynamics, Zenith, Sears, and many other giant corporations.
Michael Kennedy came up with this brilliant idea, which is we'll get every lawyer to write an affidavit. Whatever they can say, whatever they want, but they can say, I've spoken with her and there is no way she will ever testify. My favorite came from an establishment lawyer from Chicago who was a friend of my dad's who came to St. Bernardine kind of whimsically, and he wrote an affidavit, and so we got her out.
Ayers is an elitist who pretends to be on the side of the poor, a statist who pretends to be an anarchist.